Right. So this one, logged into the console. This lab experience involves Amazon Web Services. We'll use the AWS Management Console to complete the instructions in the following lab steps. So we have logged in, we can skip that. Right, create a DynamoDB table with a partition key. In this lab step, you'll create a DynamoDB table. Creating the DynamoDB table is simple. Be done using the console. From the management console, in the search bar, search for DynamoDB. Okay. Right, to start creating the table, we can just create a table. Needs to be called forum. Partition key needs to be called enter a name and ensure its type is string. Okay, so we can just put anything. Oh no, just name. Alright, it's got to be called name. Ensure the type is string, sort key is optional. So we're going to use custom settings. Choose this option and it allows you to specify the values of the table's read and write capacities. Read and write capacity section, under capacity mode, select provisioned. Right, it's already selected, and then we want 10 provision capacity units with 2 right. There we go. Accept the defaults for all the other options and then scroll to the bottom and click create. Alright, so this will take about 30 seconds. The tables list view will load and you'll see a notification that the table has successfully been created. Cool. And then we should be able to check. There we go, cool. So next step. So previous step we created the table and the partition key. In this step we'll create 2 new tables, one with a local secondary index and another table with 2 global secondary indexes. On the right hand side I create a new table. This one's going to be called thread. Partition key, forum name, sort key subject, both strings, and custom settings again. We want provision, basically same settings with 10 and 2. Secondary indexes, we need to create a new local secondary index. Alright, creation date. String, attribute projections, select all. An LSI local secondary index has the same partition key as the table's primary key. It will share the provision capacity of the table in contrast to global secondary indexes which provision their own capacity. To finish creating this local secondary index, at the bottom create the index, we'll drop down, scroll to the bottom and create a table. After 30 seconds you'll see that the table becomes active. In contrast to the local secondary index, a global secondary index is an index with a partition and sort key that can be different from those within the table. It's considered global because queries on the index can span all of the data in the table across all partitions. So to make that, we'll create a new table. This one's going to be called reply. Partition key is ID. Sort key, creation date. Those strings again. Custom settings. This time we want 10 and 5. Create a global index. Partition keys ID. Sort keys sticky. New attributes again. To finish creating the global index at the bottom, create index. Click on create global index again. So we can create the second one, and then this one is author ID, creation date, and all. Cool, and then both of those we can use the defaults for all the others and create table. Cool. Alright, next step. So now we can insert data, or inserting items into the table. After creating all the tables, we're ready to fill them with demo data. In the left-hand menu, we need explore items. And then in the table list, select the forum. You'll see nothing under items because there are no items. There's nothing been added yet. On the right hand side, create an item. So now we see the value text box for the name partition key. Enter a name into the forum. It can be anything you like. Right, add another attribute for this item. So we want to do here, add an attribute of the string type. So this one's going to be called description. Call it msec description. At the bottom, create the item. In this case, we've got to save it. Repeat steps 3 to 7 3 more times so that you'll end up with 4 entries in the forum table. So we need to do this every time. Description.
Christy says, "Hi Mike." Translated from Italian.
Hello. How's it going, Christy? I'm going to use you as one of my items. So we go, we've got four items. So if we select thread, create an item, Provide any values that you'd like for forum name, subject, and creation date. Keep in mind that forum name must match the name of one of your forums. So let's go back. So let's use me. Put anything you like in for subject and creation date. Why didn't it put creation date on that one? The thread table. Creation date. I thought I added one of these. What was it? So provide value that you'd like for forum name, subject, creation date. Keep in mind that forum must match one of your forums. Thread is a partition and sort table with the creation date index, local secondary index. For being able to save the thread item, you have to provide forum name, subject, and creation date. You'll have to add a new attribute to add the... Okay, so that's what I was looking for. So that's what I did anyway. So you do need to add a new attribute to add creation date to specify the value. At the bottom, click create item, repeat steps 9 to 11 and do it 3 more times so you've got 4 items in the thread. So let's go forum. Oh, I did make that one. Let's modify this one. Let's add. Create item. Forum. switch. Do the test one, test. Right, cool. So we've got 4 items in thread and forum. In this lab, you've inserted several items into your 2 DynamoDB tables. Run the check to ensure that the table has an item. Ta-da! Right, next. Right, so we did inserting. This is editing items. On the explore items, go to forum. Select any item in the table and click on its name to get to the editor. Let's do a test. Select any item, click inside the value and make an update to its contents. Okay. Warning, note that modifying the partition key will result in changing the value of the item's key. This will delete and recreate the item with new keys. That's fine. So that's how we do edits. And next up. Right, DynamoDB provides 2 commands for searching data on the table, scan and query. A scan operation examines every item on the table and returns all the data one at a time. When you initially navigate to the Items tab for the table, a scan is performed by default. In this step, we'll practice querying a table. In the left-hand menu, click the PartQL editor. PartQL is a SQL-structured query language, compatible language for DynamoDB. As well as querying the table, you can use it to insert new items and update existing ones. Under Tables, click on the 3 dots next to Thread and scan the table. The Query 1 editor will be populated with the particle query that selects all items from the thread. To execute the table under the editor, click Run. And then that gives you the data. Notice that you have a choice of viewing the results in tabular form or in the JSON object notation. To query for a specific item, replace the content of query 1 with the following. This time you'll only see the items returned that satisfy the where condition, which won't be any of those because I didn't use that. Change the value of the where condition to match the item that you created if you don't see a result. So we want thread where subject is not just subject. Okay. PartQL supports most standard features of SQL, which means you can query, select, sort your data in sophisticated ways. Typically, using the Amazon DynamoDB console to query items is useful for one-off reports and debugging. Like most databases, DynamoDB can be accessed programmatically by other systems and software applications through either the SDK or Dynamo's HTTP API. You can learn more about the particle with Amazon DynamoDB by visiting this developer guide. Right, it's this last step. Yeah, deleting the table. Let's delete the data. You can delete the DynamoDB table by using the DynamoDB dashboard. On tables. Yeah, click on tables. In the tables, select thread and delete. The delete table confirmation modal appears. Notice that you have the ability to create a backup of the table before deleting it. Just type confirm and delete. Right, so this should take a couple seconds. I guess gone. Now you'll only see two tables. In this lab step, you use DynamoDB to delete the Dynamo table. Run a check to make sure that thread is deleted. It is. Right, there we go, that was easy. Submit that.